I'm Sai and welcome back to the channel Sai Tech. In today's video to do the 90 FPS battlegrounds mobile gameplay support test in the Realme X7 Pro device by using the config file. Yes, right now I did download the config file, and this is the same config file which I did use in the POCO X3 Pro and the MLNX device, and those two phones were able to completely support 100% fine. So there is no problem with those phones. But let's see with this Realme X7 Pro whether the config file will be supported or not. That is what I'm going to check right now in this video. So same file I'm going to use, friends, in this phone as well. Let me quickly show you exactly the model what I'm trying to use. So this is a Realme X7 Pro which I'm trying to use right now, as you can see. So let's go to the file manager which I'm trying to use in this video is of CX file manager. So this is the exact file manager, and this same patch file which I'm going to copy and paste in the Android data. Let me go to the Android and data, and let's give the permission for this one. And now let's search for the PUBG.mobile, mobile. There should be somewhere around here. Let's see. So there's so many applications installed, so somewhere around there should be, yeah, PUBG.imo files, and you shadow tracker saved and packs and paste. Yes, so now the patch file is completely faced successful, as you can see. Let's close all the background applications and let me to open the battlegrounds mobile. Let's see whether the options will be, we can actually get the 90 FPS option in the settings or not. That is what I'm going to mainly check. So by using this config file, some users did say that account might get banned, so be aware of that. So in case if you want to test, try to use dummy account or any kind of normal account. Don't try to play on your active account. That is what you should remember when testing. So that is what I do, friends. Right now I do have this kind of accounts which are normal accounts only, not the real account. That is the reason I was able to test this kind of risk as well. Let me quickly show you the exact settings, what are graphics options, whether it got changed or not. So yes, we got the 90 FPS by using the config file. As you can see, friends, it's kind of really good to see 90 FPS finally. Wow, that's fantastic. Let's see whether it's working or not. That's wonderful, friends. So in the Realme X7 Pro, this is the Realme X7 Pro, same config file. So same config file which I use for those, and it is working right now. If you want to download this config file, try to join my Telegram group, Sai Tech Group YT. There, this config file will be there. Try to download and do the same kind of process. You will definitely get the 90 FPS. But one thing is, let's check the real-time FPS what we are getting. I did use the 90 successfully, but real-time FPS, whether it's coming 90 or not, it's not changing. It's coming only 60. So let me do one thing, friends. Let me turn on the real-time FPS meter which is present, refresh rate, real-time refresh rate in the developer options. If you try to scroll down in the developer options little bit, and there you will be finding the slow refresh rate option. Now let me to open the game, and now let's try that kind of trick what I did try with the Realme X1 Max device. If you remember the trick, same kind of trick I'm going to use right now. So decrease the brightness in the Realme X1 Pro device and go to the multitasking and come back to the game. Let me try to see whether it's increased or not. It not increased. No, it's not working, that kind of trick in this phone at this moment, unfortunately. It's not working, friends. So decreasing the brightness and going back and coming, it's not working. But I was able to get that kind of 90 FPS in the settings, but unfortunately 90 FPS we cannot access while playing the game. That's a kind of little bit kind of drawback, I would say, at this moment, definitely, as you can see. So using the config file, only one benefit is that you will be able to see the 90 FPS. So before the official update comes, you will be able to get this 90 FPS, but just be careful before using the config file. So only if you know what you're doing, only then you can actually do this kind of risk. But still, if you do this kind of risk, but still there is no use at all, because the real-time FPS meter, it's not increasing much. That's the one thing. So I did try the Realme X1 Max trick. Let me try to do another trick. So let me try to show you what is another trick. Let me try to start the game with the zero brightness. There is another trick few of the users did recommend me to use. With the zero brightness, I will to clear all the applications, so all the games are completely clean. I'm trying to start with the zero brightness at this moment, just to see what happens, whether the refresh rate will be at 120 or not. I think it's kind of really 120. Not bad, as you can see, it's kind of really 120. As you can see, at this point, I think I was able to get the 90 FPS. Wow, that's fantastic. So maybe I think the phone might be having that kind of brightness issue. Let me just try to increase the brightness. Let's see what will happen if I try to increase the brightness. That I did increase the brightness, not so yes. So the Realme X1 Max, Realme X1 Pro is also suffering from the brightness problem. I mean, if you try to play at the higher brightness level, you don't get the 90 FPS. you won't get the 90 fps if you try to play at the higher brightness level. If you try to play at the brightness of close to 20% only, then you will be able to get the 90 fps working in the Realme X7 Pro device. So without getting any kind of official update, you can actually do that thing in the Realme X7 Pro. So just you need to do is that start the game with the low brightness. Always start the game with the low brightness, then you will be able to see the 120 fps working. Yes, that is what I did just now, and it did work. But as soon as I increase the brightness, I think maybe above 20% or somewhere around that, it came back to normal 60 fps. That's the one thing, friends. So make sure to let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts. I don't think that using this config file is a kind of good method to do, but still, so be careful about the getting the account banned. So make sure to note that. So I'm just trying to inform you as well, friends. So hopefully the Realme X7 Pro should get the future updates 90 fps as soon as possible. That is what I was waiting for. So instead of using this kind of config file and other GFX tool, all of this official update should be kind of really great. But for the time being, in case if you want to have that kind of 90 fps gameplay in the Realme X7 Pro device, you can definitely have with the dimensity 1200. That's fantastic, friends. I did not thought I will be getting this kind of 90 fps in this Realme X7 Pro. I never thought that I will be able to see that 90 fps option in the Dimensity 1000 processor. That's really good to see. 90 fps, not bad. So same kind of trick, friends, you need to try with the low brightness, and let me know to go back to the multitasking, and let me know to press it. No, it's again at 60. As you can see, it's not working. No. Let me do again, and no, it's changing to 120. As soon as I open the game, it's changing to 60. As you can see, friends, in the settings I did select the 90 fps only. I think it's gone. So sometimes the config file, what happens is that sometimes the config file you need to copy and paste again and again. If you don't see the 90 fps option, don't worry. So try to do the same method. Try to copy the same config file again and again. So you'll get the 90 fps in the Realme X7 Pro device, friends. That's another thing which I thought of just mentioning. So which just now it in front of camera it came, so I thought of saying to you all. So it's gone, and in case if you have any other queries, make sure to comment below, friends. Definitely I'll be able to help you out. And same, the Realme X2 Pro also having the same kind of issue as well, with the low brightness problem in the Realme X2 Pro, unfortunately. And now this one we are having this kind of problem. So with the Realme X7 Pro, so X2 Pro, and I'm not sure why all the phones are suffering from this low brightness. Why? There must be some kind of issue with the Realme UI, or some kind of bug, I think so. Some kind of, yeah, absolutely. Because not one model, all the three models. What the heck? All the three models. It's not rare. It's kind of some kind of issue is going on. All the X2 and X7 Pro and X1 Max, all these phones. Why with the low brightness? All these phones, they do have the really good powerful processor, but still they were unable to get this kind of support. That's one thing which I thought of just mentioning. And thank you for watching this video, friends, and stay tuned for more information. In case if you have any other queries, don't forget to comment below, and don't forget to join the Telegram group, SciTech Group YT. That will be really helpful. In case if you want to download any kind of config file, you can take that help, and that will be really helpful as well. So see you in the next video, friends. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. Bye.